Hello and welcome to the Archeryshack Shop Talk podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm TJ.
And we are here to talk all things archery with you. Let me tell you a little bit about our situation here. We're currently and will be most of these broadcasting from the Archeryshack in Anderson, South Carolina. We're in upstate South Carolina. We got a shop here. I've been involved with archery for quite a while, since late 90s. Me and TJ go back to about 94 when we were kids, and I started working on neighbors' bows and arrows and all that in my parents' house, and then we had a large shop come into town. Before it opened, I got a job there. It didn't take but a few months, and they were kind of like, hey, you know more about bows than we do, and you're only 15, so why don't you run this thing? So I ran the archery department. And I always joked that I was only 15 and ordered over $500,000 a year in archery equipment, which is the truth. But anyway, TJ worked there with me. We worked on bows, arrows, did all our stuff, and It closed down in 2008. The owners got divorced and had a big mess, so we took a little break. And tinkered with stuff on the side a little bit, and then we opened this shop 5-6 years ago. And we started making these videos, tuning videos, and people were like, what about a podcast? And at first we were like, but
don't know about that.
People keep asking for it, so here we are. We're going to test the waters, and if this works out over the course of 4 or 5 weeks, we'll just keep doing them. Tell them what you need to tell them, T-Bob.
You know, like Jeremy said, this is our little intro to them. Leave us your questions, comments. Let us know what y'all want to talk about. Normally, I'm the guy behind the camera, so I'm sorry if I break your computer screens or if you're watching this or if I hurt your ears while we're talking. Like I said, normally I'm the camera guy, but just leave us feedback, some comments, questions, what you want us to talk about. We hunt, we shoot tournaments, we've done ASAs, Total Archery Challenges. We really like to hear one thing, that if anybody has shot a Total Archery Challenge out west at some other locations besides Tennessee, we'd be interested to hear from y'all how it's laid out and how it's set up.
We're upstate South Carolina, so we shoot. Well, first of all, this is not just about tournament archery. We'll talk about hunting, tournament archery, products, stuff that happens in the shop. We'll talk. We got all kind of stuff set up for y'all, but so we shoot in South Carolina, most of the state. We shoot in western North Carolina and northeast Georgia. So that's kind of where we normally cover. Plus we travel outside of that for some ASA stuff and Total Archery Challenge and R100s and all that type of thing. But we hadn't put a whole lot of thought or time into this or money into this podcast thing because we just want to see if people are going to want to keep listening or watching. We'll be putting this on different podcast things like Podbean and probably like Apple and iTunes and all this type of thing. But we're also going to put it on YouTube so you can listen to it or watch it, whatever. But it's not going to be a huge production of a video. So if you're watching, it's probably going to be boring. But like me, a lot of times I'll turn on a YouTube podcast, but I'm not really watching it. I'm just listening to it. So anyway, however you watch it or listen to it's fine. Tell them what all we got set up as far as call-ins and that type of thing.
As we said, we're testing waters, probably maybe around podcast 4 or 5. We're in the process of getting the system set up, but we're actually going to have it to where y'all can call in live and ask us questions and we can talk about it. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. You can call us, shoot us a message, email us, whatever. We'll probably get on Facebook the day of a podcast. We probably do them on Saturday evenings. And I know with college football going on, it'll be hard for people, but I'm a football fan too, so. But, we'll put something on Facebook, social media, YouTube, just throw it out there and say, hey, today at 5, we're going, we're recording, call in, and we'll get you on there.
Yeah, we'll have it rigged up with like a number, and you'll be it'll be neat. It'll be neat. But like he said, we'll probably record them a lot of times on Saturday evenings, and they'll probably release on like a middle of the week type of thing. So we'll be talking about whatever y'all want to talk about. In the comments of however you're watching or listening to this, tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about.
Yep.
Anything. Hunting, deer, elk, bow tuning, a certain brand of arrows. How do we fletching, 3 versus 4 fletching? How do you get into tournament archery? It don't matter.
Nope.
We're just here to talk for 20, 30 minutes and hopefully go in depth enough to where you can maybe learn something or get a laugh out of us, or there's tons of stories we got from over the years of people coming in with crazy stuff. We got all kind of stories we can tell, but
Yep.
let us know what you want to hear.
That's right.
And when we start doing the call-in thing, and we'll have it, hey, comment on this post what you want us to talk about. Let us know, because otherwise we're just going to go off in left field somewhere and try whatever. So
Yeah.
it'll take us a couple weeks to get it down and figured out, and then we'll go from there. We also got guests that'll be on with us, not every time, but every couple times. Anybody from trappers and hunters to tournament archers to local club presidents and people affiliated with them. So tons of stuff, trying to keep everybody updated on everything. When we go to shows, we'll do a podcast maybe from the show to talk about stuff, and after the show. So it'll be cool. We go to a couple shows a year.
Yep.
And scope out everything. So that's where we're headed with this thing. Don't get bored of this little intro here, and listen to a couple of them. Let us know what you think. But we appreciate y'all listening to this to kind of get the picture of what we're wanting to do. And hey, if you want to be on one or call into one, just let us know.
Yep.
We'll be happy to get you fixed up. And hey, thank you for listening to this. Stay tuned for our first actual podcast.